Texas. They say everything's bigger here, and they're right. We've got big cars, big hearts, and even bigger steaks. This is beef country, Texas, home to the Alamo, the Cowboys, and the largest military installation known to man. So big, it has a big name. Fort Hood, the great place. It's got a Texas-sized podcast as well. And this is it, right here. Fort Hood's great big podcast. Yeehaw.
Hey everybody. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's that time again. It's Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. Oh my gosh, that sounded so cheesy. Anyway, how's it going? Welcome to the podcast. I am always. Oh, this is going so poorly. You know, come here. Bring it in. There's just me in the studio right now. Yeah, that's right. There's no Dave. No Brianna. Dave is at a doctor's appointment with his wife. Brianna called in last minute, said she was not feeling well. She cautions it is not coronavirus. So, that's good. Not feeling good, but doesn't got the thing. But that just leaves me. Little old me and all of you. And I got to tell you, it is an awkward feeling to be in here by myself talking to nobody. Well, I'm talking to you, not that you're not somebody. Don't take it that way. I meant, in the room, there's nobody. Usually I'm looking at someone. I'm not just pontificating to the stars. But, well, looks like it's just you and me today, dear listeners. So we'll do what we can. All right. Well, to kick things off, got a story here. Very interesting. Here at Fort Hood, there's been some concerns, and we see them online. They get sent to me all the time, that people are not taking the quarantine seriously or social distancing seriously. They're meeting in groups. They're not wearing masks. They're gallivanting out and about when they should be at home. And Indonesia apparently has the same problem. This is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not just a Fort Hood thing or wherever you are, Kansas, Colorado, California, Alaska. People are going out everywhere when they probably should be inside. Well, in Indonesia, officials in Central Java province have gotten creative with their punishments for quarantine violators, forcing them to stay in a haunted house. Well, that's something, isn't it? I can't think of a haunted house around here. I think I'd probably be interested in staying in one. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That's not like, I think it's supposed to be terrifying. But actually it piques my interest. It says, rather than threatening these folks with fines or even jail time, the regent of Surgan Kustanar, Utung Uni Sukawati, pledged to send violators to abandoned haunted houses, but told everyone, hey, relax. We're still going to feed them and monitor them. We're just sending them to hang out with the damned. All right. 2 pull-up residents who agreed to self-isolate have already violated the order. So in you go. They've been locked inside an abandoned haunted house. And had they obeyed the order, said local authorities, we wouldn't have locked them in there because they couldn't stay at home. You gotta hang out with ghosts now. Contacting the two folks who have been locked inside the haunted house for 2 weeks now say that they're currently celebrating the success of their new YouTube channel, Quarantined with Ghosts, and are in talks with Netflix Indonesia on launching a new Haunted Lockdown series for the platform. Huh? All right. It's a lot tougher when you're in here by yourself. I also have a piece that links passing gas and coronavirus, but I guess I will not read that one because on reflection, farts are just kind of wasted when you're sitting in a room all by yourself. So I guess, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. I'm going to try to figure out a way forward on this being only one. So listen to this. We'll regroup and things will get better. I swear things are going to be okay. Maybe.
A social distancing tip.
Keeping your distance from others is important in slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are some fun things to do alone. Read a book, take a walk, unpack your suitcase from that trip you took last September, paint a self-portrait, catch up on a TV series, do a puzzle. Remember, we should all stay home to lower the risk for everyone. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It's what your tax dollars sound like. Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
When I'm headed down south to the land of pine, stumble my way in North Carolina, staying up the road.
And welcome back to the Lonely Podcast. Yes, it is just me sitting here, but I realize that listening to just me might not be as enthralling as I would hope. So I thought, let's see, I'm going to try to hook us up with someone else via modern technology. So let's give this a shot here. Oh,
The wireless customer you are calling is not available.
That's not
Please
a good
try
sign.
again later.
All right, so let's see who else might I be able to get in touch with. This is what makes really great podcasting is this this lull here. All right, try this one. Oh, at least we got a ring this time. And I imagine thousands of fingers are reaching for their devices, fast forwarding past this segment right now. More ringing.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, that's nobody likes me today. All right. Well, as they say, third time is the charm. Let's see who else. Hi, this really. Oh, wait. Here we go. Hello?
Hey,
Hey, there you are. I've been trying to reach you.
I know it hung up on me.
I didn't hang up on you. I called.
Well,
It's a
I know,
phone.
but there was nothing there.
Well, I assure you there was. Hey, everybody who's listening out there. The person who's called and who we're talking to right now is my very own mother, Linda Parker. Now, I know we've mentioned her on the podcast before. We've never had her. And thanks to modern technology, meaning cell phones, here she is right now because no one else is. No Dave, no Brianna, just me and my mom, which will probably be the name of the podcast going forward, Charlie and Mom. How's it going, Mom?
It's just fine. I'm getting ready to have my temperature taken
Oh, well, that's exciting. Pray tell why.
because I'm getting ready to donate platelets.
Platelets? Why not? What is that? What is donating platelets?
Platelets, well, most people donate whole blood.
Mm-hmm.
I donate platelets, which is a component of whole blood, except that they take out a little piece of part of my blood and then they spin it and the platelets come off of it and then they put it back.
Well, the
rest of
platelet
the
is
blood
what
back.
it's what carries the blood, isn't it? It's the little part of.
No, that's
It isn't?
plasma.
Oh, what is a platelet?
Plasma. Platelet is what stops you from bleeding.
Oh, okay. I've been living a lie all these years. My understanding of how blood works.
No, and it's used for people with cancer, leukemia, cancers, burn victims.
Well, in this day and age of COVID, aren't you afraid to give blood? Isn't that, I mean, why aren't you sheltering in place? Why are you at I'm assuming, a blood donation center?
Well, they are very careful about it. I have to wear a mask when I'm doing it. They do take my temperature before I go in. They will, everyone is very careful about everything we do, but blood is still needed. Platelets are still needed. So people still have to go out and give them.
Yeah, I've heard that there's been a blood shortage. I mean, almost from the moment we started sheltering in place and people started getting seriously nervous about coronavirus, people have stopped giving blood, but that doesn't mean that the need for blood stopped. Especially here in the military, we still have 2 ongoing situations out there in the world where we've got soldiers on the line every day who need blood. So places like here in Fort Hood, Robertson Blood Center still desperately needs blood on a daily basis, and soldiers can go by and give blood. Just like you. I mean, you're not at Robertson. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas. But I have donated 2 different times on Fort Hood.
Yeah, you have. You've been around the whole United States. How many places did you guys donate in the U.S.?
Yeah, I did. I went to
How
many times?
How many places? How many places?
Oh, how many places? All 50 states.
Wow. You've donated in all 50 states?
Plus 19 military establishments. Hold on just a second.
All right,
I need to have my temperature taken.
Oh, here we are, live temperature taken. Maybe the first time on a podcast that someone has had their temperature taken. This is very exciting. Can you walk us through how they're doing that? Is it a oral one?
Yes, I'm through. I've got my mask back on. It is oral. Now
It's done?
Yes, it's done.
That was really anticlimactic. I imagined it would be more of a process.
No, I passed.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yes, so now I'm going to walk in, and I just checked in. And now I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait. And I'm going to sit and wait.
Wow. All right. Well, this is exciting. So here we are on the podcast with Charlie and his mom, who is waiting to give blood, but you will be giving blood.
Absolutely.
That's correct. How long does it take to give blood?
Well, to give blood, it would probably, going through the whole process, about an hour. But to do the platelets, it'll take me the whole process about 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
I will be sitting on the chair once they have put the needle in and the whole process has started. I will be there probably 140 minutes.
Wow, that is a long time to have something stuck in your arm. Well,
you don't feel it. You don't feel it.
Bless you for doing that. While you're waiting, though, we're going to introduce our very first guests of the show, and that is Sergeant First Class Bruce Huntress, a striker mechanic with 3CR. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's my mom. Bruce, mom, Bruce.
Nice to
Good.
hear you.
Nice to meet you from a distance.
Then we have Bruce's son, Charles, who has something really cool going on. Maybe cooler than giving blood. I don't know. The jury's out. But Charles, tell us, what is the cool thing that you do?
I make picnic tables.
He does. He makes picnic tables, but not just any picnic tables for squirrels. And he has one in his lap right now. It's so cool. It's a tiny little picnic table that a cute little squirrel could get up on and eat some corn or nuts or whatever squirrels do. How did you get into making picnic tables for squirrels? Tell me about that, would you, Charles?
Well, my brother-in-law was doing the same thing, so...
And where does he live?
Florida.
Wow, so you saw this happening in Florida and you thought, this looks fun. So I saw you using some pretty heavy equipment for this, some pretty cool tools. What tools do you use to make one of these?
Pine wood,
table saw. A table saw? I can't use a table saw. They wouldn't let me get close to one of those.
No way.
And the jigsaw or the saber saw.
I think it was the jigsaw.
That's cool. That's a heavy responsibility to cut stuff like that. How do you keep yourself safe when you're cutting the wood?
I just follow my dad's footsteps.
Oh, so this is a team effort.
Yes.
That's great. Tell me, Bruce, how did you guys get involved in making this?
Well, when we saw our son-in-law doing it, it was just really cool. And my wife said, "Hey, I want you to make me one of those." So we did, and people around saw that, and everybody wants one. So we've made close to 25 of them so far.
Oh, wow.
And we have orders. We sell them.
Okay.
And we sell them for $15 each. And people all around the neighborhood are buying them. And pretty much it's just word of mouth.
That's far less than the price of an actual picnic table.
A little bit.
And now that you say that, I would actually maybe want to get one of those and put my lunch on them myself and sit there and just wave as people walk by.
Right.
Hello. I'm using my table. What are you doing?
Well, let me ask you, since I can't see it.
All right.
I'm going to envision it because I think I've seen them before in magazines. Are these like the little? It's got a table and then it's got a little seats on it.
Yeah, it's a picnic table, but it's
so it's
tiny.
like a little picnic table. And is this one of those where they put the dried ear of corn on it?
Yes. You could put. I mean, whatever the squirrels prefer, you could put pretty much anything on it. Ours seem to like peanut butter.
Yeah, you could make tiny little peanut butter sandwiches and put them on there.
So do you put them in the tree? Do you put them on the yard? Where do they go?
Anywhere you like.
So anywhere you want to put a picnic table, you can put this little picnic table out there and put what the squirrels like.
Yes.
And the squirrels will come and eat. So it's possible to put birdseed on it and the birds could come and eat.
Yes.
Yes, but I think you'd have a little battle between birds and squirrels at that point. You know, they don't get along fabulously well. There is a competition.
Yeah, that's true.
You might have to put up a little tiny sign that says squirrels only. Or maybe make one for birds and one for squirrels.
What color are they? What colors do you have?
Just white.
So it's a light wood color?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's natural pine.
No, it's just natural pine.
But you could if you got your hands on one of these, you could paint one yourself if you wanted to maybe go with a color thing.
Is it small enough to be a little a doll picnic table?
Yes, Mom, you could have dolls, I think. What do you think?
Okay.
Charles?
Well, that would be fun with grandkids.
Do you think you could have dolls sit up there and eat it, Charles?
They're 5 inches, so by 1 foot.
Wow. So if you can imagine that, 5 inches by a foot.
Okay. They're 5 inches. Okay.
I'm horrible in my mind seeing measurements.
So the table itself is 5 inches long, and then the seats are 1 foot apart.
Okay.
So, and it looks like a regular, ordinary picnic table, except somebody just hit it with a shrink ray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, Charles, do you like squirrels? Why squirrels? Why not small cats or maybe slugs?
Squirrels are just, when you think of squirrels, some people think of SpongeBob.
Okay, sure. I can see that.
And on SpongeBob, you have this squirrel named Sandy. And she's pretty awesome. So instead of all the other animals, I thought, why not a squirrel?
Oh, that's a good thinking. You know what's funny? When I talked to people, when I first saw the pictures and the video of you guys doing that, and we'll post some of that on the podcast's Facebook page. But when I first saw those, and I shared it around the office here, people brought up SpongeBob. They're like, "Oh yeah, like the squirrel in SpongeBob." And I said, "Yeah, but probably not without the space suit. No space suit, no underwater squirrels. This is probably the above ground squirrels." So about how long does it take you to make one of those, do you think, Charles?
Well, when we make them, we make a bunch of them all at once. So how many pieces do we cut for each table?
Sets of 10.
So let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like there's 12, 13, 14 pieces make up one table-ish. That's me just looking across the room and guessing. I'm assuming you guys have one of these in your own backyard. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a couple of them.
Oh, a couple of them. What kind of stuff have you seen happen with these tables? Describe how the squirrels take to the tables. Do they enjoy them? Do they ever get upset and maybe toss the table, like they have a little squirrel argument and like, Rah!
Yeah, do they fight over the food on them?
Pretty much.
They do? Do you have you named the squirrels?
Nope.
No, you gotta name the squirrels. You're providing them a food table.
I gave them all the same name.
Oh,
Just
what?
Sandy.
Sandy?
Sandy.
Sandy, that's a good name for a squirrel. You know, if I was you, I would also make little menus.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
put it on the table. Do you take pictures of the squirrels?
No.
No? You
Mom-
give them their privacy.
Mom has.
Oh, okay. I
Mom
can see
takes
that.
the pictures.
I can see that.
When you put the peanut butter on it, how do you put the peanut butter? Do you smear it on top, or do you put it in containers, or what?
No, you just lay it on the top of the table, and they come along and take the peanut butter and the crackers, and just some of them have actually sat on the seat while they're eating, so it's kind of cool to watch them.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that would be cool. That would
That
be
is
cool.
so sweet. So as far as woodworking goes, is this your first woodworking project, or do you do other, have you done other stuff in the past?
I have not done RSF in the past on wood.
No, so this is your first?
Pretty much.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely, who is calling me? Who is calling me in the middle?
Well,
Hold on, let's see who this is.
It's not me.
Hold on, I'm going to merge this with Linda Park. Hello.
Yes, I'm calling in regards to a website course that you guys give.
Who is this?
It's Lieutenant Risher.
Oh, hey,
from
Lieutenant.
60
Hey, this is Charlie Mabe with Fort Hood Public Affairs. And I think I have to tell you by law, maybe not. You're on Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast right now.
Okay.
You've called in.
Hello.
Hello. And Mom, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
So, and this is my mother.
Hello.
Hello. And we also have Sergeant First Class Bruce Huntress, who's here. Say hello if you would.
Good morning, ma'am.
And his son, Charles. They make tiny little picnic tables for squirrels. Hello? Ma'am?
Yes, I'm sorry. My dogs are over here barking.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Some of those pictures on Facebook, and those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, they
I
are.
Little squirrels eating off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any of those in your backyard at all, the little picnic tables?
I do not yet.
Would you like to have one?
Yes, I would.
Because these people can hook you up. Maybe after the show, we can get some information and we can hook you up with how to get one of those picnic tables.
Okay, that'll be perfect. Thank you.
That's fantastic. I know that's not why you called, though. But you don't have any questions for Team Squirrel?
No, I don't. Not right now, though.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right, you all take care.
All right. Stay safe.
You too.
Wow, it sounds like you may have a customer there, Charles.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty awesome. Things are already paying off for you, and you just got on the show.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen on the podcast.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
You never know. You never know. So you said you hadn't done any woodworking in the past. So has this made you interested in maybe doing other projects in the future?
Yes.
All right. So what's maybe something else you'd be interested in building in the future?
Oh, axo size picnic table.
Really? The full-size picnic table?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That
would be really nice.
Aren't you afraid that giant squirrels will come? Any of that?
I'm not even worried about giant squirrels.
Well, that's good.
Oh, no.
One less thing to worry about, huh? One less thing to worry about. What color would you like a giant picnic table to be?
Green or orange.
Oh, orange would be interesting.
Oh, that'd be good.
I like those colors. I like those colors a lot. Maybe not green and orange, but green or orange, I think is good. So how long have you guys, so this woodworking just started with the picnic table. Is this a quarantine kind of thing?
Yes, it was. We were sitting around the house and we're like, we got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, when we saw that, we're like, yeah, okay, we can make those.
Yeah, well, you guys have made a great looking picnic table. I understand that my wife is going stir crazy around the house right now. She said to me this weekend, we have to get out and go do something. I said, the problem with Texas is even if we went out and drove, any direction we went would kind of look the same as it does here. you're not really seeing any new sites. You're just seeing a lot of Texas.
Yeah, Texas is very spread out.
Yes, it's very big. But you know what that means? More people to sell tiny little picnic tables too. So have you thought about like starting a website and marketing them online, or do you do it through social media, your friends? How do you get the word out about your...
Well, right now it's word of mouth.
Okay.
We were talking about maybe putting it on Facebook, but we'll see how it goes with just word of mouth first, and the expenses versus the price of it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we were talking about that and maybe putting some other little projects on there. We were talking about building a chessboard, and
that's nice.
Yeah, some different tables and stuff,
or maybe even a birdhouse.
You
know, you've given something to the squirrels. Maybe give a little something to birds. It's just an idea for the future. You don't even have to. You don't even have to acknowledge that I gave you that idea. I'm going to let you have that for free. I'm not going to ask for a penny. If you build a birdhouse, it's all yours. Okay.
All right.
All right. That's awesome. I'm glad this has worked out well for you. Well, I want to thank you guys. Wait. Whoa. Mom,
Charlie, I just wanted to tell you, I can't wait till you post the pictures. I want to see what they look like.
Well, we'll get them up. You're going to have to, because look on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Shortly after this goes out to the world, and we'll have those pictures on there. And I also like the videos of you actually building them. I saw that and I was like, wow, this is serious business.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. We have fun doing it together.
This is absolutely fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you
with me today.
For having us.
Is there anything you want the people out there listening to know about squirrels? Charles, are there any insights you have?
Nope.
All right. Very good. Cut and dry. Well, once again, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I wish you all the success with your little critters and with your full-size picnic table.
Yes.
When the time comes.
We will put multiple little ones on the big one.
Oh, you should do that. That would be awesome.
Yes.
That should be awesome. All right. Well, we'll be back with more fun and excitement right after these non-commercial messages.
Nobody likes needles. The folks at Fort Hood's Robertson Blood Center get it. But giving blood means giving the gift of life. Write down this number, 285-5808. That's the Robertson Blood Center at 285-5808. Give them a call and give till it hurts. Okay, it doesn't hurt that much, unless you really don't like needles. Then you can look away when they stick you. I actually passed out once while getting blood drawn, but that's because I forgot to eat something that morning and smoked a half pack of cigarettes before walking in. Don't ever do that. But the best part is that when you're done, you get juice and cookies. I really love
Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast, saving you from coronavirus since February 20th, 2020.
Okay, and we're back, and more than that, we're back with Dave.
I'm back.
Welcome. Yay. So, where have you been? What's up?
I got to take the wife to a medical appointment.
That's exciting.
She is got the strangest feet I've ever seen on a human being. She's 5'1".
Mm-hmm.
Her shoe size is a woman's 6, which is about normal for someone 5'1".
Okay.
But it's a double E width.
So that's very wide.
Yeah.
Hobbit-like.
Really wide.
All right.
She's very well balanced.
Oh, very good. She's stable. It's good to have stability in a marriage.
Yeah, she was also over the years developing bunions.
Ooh.
Right. So 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, about the time you got here, she had surgery on the right foot.
All right.
The driving foot, and 2 months recovery before she could actually put a shoe on again.
Wow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the Friday before coronavirus locked us all down.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I was there for that.
I was out. She was having surgery on the left foot.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been on a knee scooter for the last 6 weeks and can't wait
Those are so cool.
Yeah. So x-rays this morning, and they said, yeah, you were recovering pretty good. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she got to walk out of the car in a walking boot.
Oh, fantastic. So that's an advancement, right?
She can do it an hour at a time or however much she can take. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's still painful. I mean, to take care of a bunion,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's that big old growth, you know, she couldn't even get it into her double E shoes.
Wow.
Yeah. To take care of that, they basically just break your foot.
Okay.
Straighten it back out, sew it back up, and go, yep, we broke your foot.
Wow.
To fix it. So she's on the right foot, still got white feet, right? She just doesn't have that big old bone pushing out. But on the right foot, I mean, that one took her about 3 months before she was walking normal again.
Wow.
And it's been 6 weeks, so she's about halfway there.
Okay. But
Yeah.
how's her attitude? Is it positive?
Well,
that was a pregnant pause.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, she drives, she goes around, she has her car.
Yeah.
And her car has been sitting in the garage for the last 6 weeks. She can't drive.
Well, hey, welcome to 2020 America.
So, you know,
we're
she's
all
locked
there.
We're all locked up anyway, but yeah, a little stir crazy.
I can imagine.
Yep.
I can imagine. Well, hopefully her feet healing will be right in there in line with all of us being able to enter into polite society again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be
Everybody comes out. She can come out too. That's actually pretty good timing.
Yeah.
Because she's not really missing anything.
Yeah, true.
It's not like life is passing her by.
Well, the biggest thing she's missing,
that's
coming up. We had back in December, you know, it was one of these maybe extra Christmas present, anniversary present, whatever. I bought pretty good seats for a Bon Jovi concert in Dallas that was supposed to happen at the end of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, they decided there's no tour this year, so.
I wasn't doing Bon Jovi, but Will Courtney, the fella that does our intro song and outro song.
Yeah, that was supposed to be coming up.
Yeah, and then that also
got
canceled. So, oh well. I was hoping to talk to him about coming on the show, but
lots of fun entertainment that just ain't happening.
I don't understand why they can't do it online.
Well, I mean,
they kind of do. They've had some of those concerts, but I mean, like, you could stream a live concert. You could charge people for it.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah. And here's the sorry we couldn't come to your city. No, you're not.
You should really start the whole promotion thing. You could make millions.
Yeah, because instead of paying whatever you were paying for a Bon Jovi ticket, what do those go for? $5 or $6 now?
Yeah, right.
They, you cut it down to $2 and everybody's got a front row seat. They could even take requests.
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
There you go. I'm not even charging for that one either. I'm giving ideas about tiny squirrel tables. I'm giving ideas.
I'm really
about
sorry
concerts.
I missed that one. I passed them in the hall walking in.
It was fantastic. They had the squirrel kid, his dad, my mom. It was absolutely beautiful.
Well, it's better than you in here talking to yourself.
That's
right?
true. That's true. And the show was dangerously close to that.
Oh, good.
And you know,
I can't wait to hear it.
Believe it or not, this is not the Charlie and Dave segment because we have someone else in here with us, Captain William Beaver, who is a chaplain with 17 Cav.
Garryowen.
That's right. And this is a man with plans.
Really?
Absolute plans. Yes.
Better plans than you pay-per-viewing every concert.
There's no better plan than that. But
Well,
this
true.
is different plans.
Ooh, I can't
These
wait
are
to
different
hear about it.
plans. Chaplain, tell us about your plans.
Well, I've lived on post with my wife. We live over in Comanche 3. And we love doing things on post. We've always loved living on post. We lived on post at Fort Gordon, and we're one of these families that kind of embraces the culture.
Sure. And right now you've got no choice but to embrace it for a lot of soldiers.
Embrace
You can't
Comanche
leave.
3.
That's right. So we've been driving past the now empty old PX on Clear Creek.
Yeah.
And we have noticed that that whole Clear Creek exchange area is becoming a center of gravity for on-post families. I mean, like, for instance, Halloween, I couldn't believe there were thousands of people out there, lots of children who were there trick-or-treating everywhere, crossing back over. And it's within walking distance of Comanche, too.
Sure.
So I've talked around to some folks and said, what would your interest be if we had an on-post roller skating rink? And I know that doing some research, at Fort Hood used to have one across the highway, and it closed down, I think, in 2016. And it had been there for a while, but location is everything. Yeah, location is key. And who knows? It could have been because of that location, people just didn't know about it, didn't go there.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know we had one of those.
Yeah, and there was what I found out was there was a Facebook a survey going around, and families trying to fight to keep it here. Of course, it was just those families that knew about it.
Sure.
Right.
But now, why can't we utilize that existing old PX? Put a roller skating rink right in there. Don't need to break ground. Don't need to build a new building. Convert it, and it's large enough that you could also put in a freestanding martial arts studio. There's lots of benefits and cost effectiveness. I mean, think about it. Families are looking for these type things anyway. They're going to go off post to find them. Why not spend their money here on post? MWR.
What does it say? You just got MWR's ears just perked up somewhere.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Money
Somebody's
on
talking,
post?
Somebody's talking money.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I would use it. When I was at Fort Benning, for instance, as a chaplain there, our FRG meetings, we'd have to try to finagle people to come to there.
Sure.
But then when we would host them at the off-post roller skating rink, it'd be our biggest turnout. I mean, families would come and they'd stay for a couple hours. We'd have pizza there. And
you got to help me out with the roller rink thing, because I've been in bowling alleys and I was a bowler for a while, but roller skating rinks, I mean, it's probably been when I was the 80s. I think of the disco ball and a bunch, here it is, and it's a big, big flat area.
Hey, it's an old skate. Yeah. Come on out.
And, there will be the boards like it would be a hockey rink or something, you can play hockey on skate.
Oh, you
right?
hope you can. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, I mean, that's the visual image that I have. Is that what you're proposing? Is something like that?
Yes. And I thought the great place, call it the great skate. And it's right here.
Now, I got a question. Going back to the martial arts studio, do you imagine that these people would be doing martial arts on roller skates?
That would be interesting to see.
I'd go just to see that.
Again, I'm not a financial wizard when it comes to construction of buildings and stuff, but it seems logical that it would cost less to convert an existing building than it would to break ground and build a new one. You've got free parking. You've got latrines on there for men and women. You've got a former food court, so you have a place to put a snack bar. You've got little places to put offices. I mean, you've got it, and plenty of parking, and everything is right there already. You have the bowling alley, which I participate in the bowling leagues there when we had them.
Yeah, exactly. So besides giving us the first scoop, you planning on pushing this forward? Maybe talking to MWR, pushing it up through channels?
Well, I sent
What's the plan?
I sent a message out to MWR, and they said, "Thank you for your idea. We'll get back with you."
Yeah.
And then you sent a message to Public Affairs, and look where that got you.
That's right.
And the podcast.
But here's the thing. So I've got orders to PCS to Fort Bliss, but it doesn't matter. I always like giving back to the Army, and my idea is to see the great place become even greater.
I think it's a great idea.
But you guys down at Garryowen are doing some other great things, right?
We are.
On Friday, you guys were getting at it.
Yes. We have our commander, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Groen. He's he loves to give back. He's supportive of our families, and he's challenged us to give back. And we had troopers that, honestly, when they weren't doing minimal manning in the motor pool,
right,
hanging out in the barracks, doing online training, they took up that challenge, and they were volunteering to go down to the 4th ID Memorial and to completely restore it. In fact, we have actually adopted that. Our unit has adopted that memorial.
Nice.
We're going to continue to care for that.
Nice.
We're completely restoring it, and we're going to have a rededication ceremony on Memorial Day, and thereafter, we're going to have a small number of troopers each month come by and kind of spot check it, make sure it's still looking good, taking
That's
care
nice.
of it. And until at some point down the future, somebody else says, hey, we'll take that from you. But we've adopted it now.
Well, I got a question for you. Those soldiers that were taking care of it. So we posted a video of that on the Fort Hood Sentinels Facebook page. Once again, the Fort Hood Sentinel, Fort Hood's greatest and only newspaper. But somebody came back with a smarmy comment.
Oh, they were voluntold.
Yeah. Were they volunteers or were they volunteers?
Absolutely. They were not voluntold. These were not extra duty troopers. In fact, I asked them when they gathered around, because I'm the chaplain. They made me the OIC, and I had an NCOIC out there. And I said, all right, how many of you were voluntold? Not one hand went up. How many of you have been assigned this as extra duty? Not one hand up went
That's
up.
fantastic.
So they volunteered. And I was surprised because they went out on Friday, and then you have Saturday. Now think about it. A trooper hang out in the barracks or go. We had 12, 14 show up on Saturday. Worked all day.
That's great. You hear that, smarmy Facebook guy? They were volunteers.
And they told me that, this is an opportunity for them, especially because of this shelter-in-place COVID-19. They're looking for things to do.
Sure.
And my wife and I, we love, like I said, we love the post. We drive around, we look at tanks that are kind of rusting and kind of these memorial places, and we think, man, how awesome would it be if troopers on post volunteered to adopt some of these things and give back, because they're just itching to volunteer. Right. And I see that. And I talked to these troopers individually on Saturday. I was out there both days, all day. And they were like, this is great, Chaplain. As soon as they said, here's an opportunity to volunteer for something worthwhile, I was eager to do it and to come back a second day.
Did you talk to the Sentinel news editor that was out there covering it?
I believe I did.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
That's in this week's paper, too, so there's your plug.
Yeah, but the Fort Hood Sentinel, you
The
mean
Fort
Fort
Hood
Hood's
Sentinel,
greatest
yeah.
and only newspaper.
Standing watch since 1942.
Well, and you know what? People can pick that up hard copy still, old school, yo.
Yeah.
And digitally online. And there's a PDF.
Yeah, there is.
Want to do something? I don't know what you do with it, but it exists.
But it's there.
It's there. So tell me, for this rededication ceremony that's going to happen on Memorial Day, 4ID is not here anymore. So how's that going to work? They're at Carson, right?
Yeah.
They're up in Colorado. So this is their memorial. How does that work?
Well, we some folks that were connected to the 4th ID saw some of our posts on Facebook.
Sure.
And they identified themselves as being part of the National 4th ID Association.
Okay.
Sure.
And so they invited me to link our 17 Cav Facebook page to theirs.
Nice.
So I shared our material on their page, and we are hopefully going to Facebook Live this. So anybody that wants to can join in, or then, of course, it'll be recorded there. They can view it at a later date. But, with modern technology, they don't physically have to be here.
Oh, for sure the Post is going to want to share that live stream.
Oh, yeah, we'll be all over that.
Oh, yeah.
My commander has ordered a 4th ID flag. Hasn't arrived yet, but we're going to be raising that flag on that flagpole.
Nice.
And we need still to work on the light fixtures, because some of those are really in shape right now. And we're still waiting on the museum curator to kind of give us some guidance on how to put some of the colored paint back on some of the plaques, because we want to make sure they're done right, but that they're gonna look beautiful and look new.
That's a month away. You got some work to do.
It is. But I'll tell you what, I think with the work we did this weekend, about 75% of it is done.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they busted it. I was blown away.
How does it make you feel? I mean, this is a Iraqi Freedom Memorial for 4ID soldiers that gave their all in that war. How does it make you feel to bring it back to life?
Well, it makes me feel great. And one of the things I told the troopers before we started, I said, give them some perspective. I said, think about it. This is their Vietnam Wall.
Right.
This is the Iraqi freedom kind of Vietnam Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Those names on there were people that deployed from Fort Hood,
right,
that never came back to Fort Hood alive.
Right.
You know, and I pray that our names don't ever wind up on a wall. But
sure.
when we say in the Chaplain Corps, the three things that we say is we honor we nurture the living, care for the wounded, and honor the fallen. I told them that that's our Garryowen Squadron Commander's 3 things that are important to him as well. And that's why he's a great commander for a chaplain to have.
Sure.
So I said, we are out here honoring the fallen. We're not going to forget. And I know we say that flippantly, oh, you're gone but not forgotten.
Right.
I said, this is one way that we can truly remember.
Right.
And
Putting
I saw
words into
troopers
action.
sitting on the ground, literally with their thumb and finger pulling weeds from between every one of those bricks.
Right.
Didn't hear one complaint the
Nice.
entire 2 days. And I was amazed. And to me, it made me proud to be part of an organization where young men and women have that desire to give back. I mean, they're honored. They did that out of their own time.
I think the best thing about it all, though, is you're going to bring it back. But
Yes.
then they've made the commitment to maintain it.
Yes, it means something. And I have more volunteers that said, we didn't know this was going on.
Sure.
Let us get involved. Let us know when you're doing it again. I mean, I have a behavioral health person in our brigade that wants to help out next time.
Mhm.
She didn't know it was going on. And there's so many troopers that want to get involved. There may not be enough projects for them to just volunteer their time, but I'm glad that these jumped on this, and they represented all parts of our squadron.
Yeah, it's such a good news story, and I don't know, little birdie has told me that's probably going to be on the front page of this week's paper.
That's awesome.
You mean the Fort Hood Sentinel?
Yeah.
Fort Hood's greatest and only newspaper?
Absolutely. I don't know. Maybe I know the guy that actually makes that
maybe
decision.
you know that guy. Maybe you know that guy. My question is, and I'm not necessarily putting it to you, I'm putting it into the universe, but how the hell did it get to the point where it needed to be refurbished? You know what I mean?
That's a great question. I have that question too.
So,
yeah. Who forgot it? Who neglected it?
Yeah.
So the important thing, though, is that we make sure it doesn't happen again. And you guys are doing a great job of that. I know me and you, Dave, have a connection to the Cav Memorial.
Yes, we do.
And I would just be beside myself if I saw that thing not being properly maintained. So, but it's hard. I'm not trying to get on 4ID. They're not here.
Right.
They're in Colorado. So, but it's fantastic that you guys are stepping up and doing that. And I know veterans, even the veterans that aren't connected to Operation Iraqi Freedom,
Mhm.
it means a lot to them as well, you know.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to me. One of my favorite things is visiting memorials like this. You know, my father-in-law is a Vietnam vet, and for years he avoided going to the Vietnam Wall. And right after I got married, you know, to his daughter, I asked my father-in-law if he'd be willing to let me take some leave time and take him to the wall. And he thought about it and said, absolutely, I'll go with you. And so we went up there, stayed in Fort Belvoir, and I took him to the Vietnam Memorial. And he had tears in his eyes because he had lost contact with a buddy. He had done 2 tours in the Marines there, lost contact with a buddy. And then when he saw his buddy's name on that wall,
Sure.
hit him hard.
Oh, yeah.
And he recognized his name is Bruce. So he saw his name's Bruce, and he said, you know, I can't tell you, there were many times my name was close to being on that wall.
Yep.
And so even though it's names on a wall, here you have names on plaques at this 4th ID. It's significant. It is significant. And I know that if you go look at it, some people have put coins in the boots.
Sure.
They
Right.
put flags on the name plates, and some of them have cut little square pictures and put them on there.
Right.
And we talked about that with the troopers before we started restoring it. And I don't know, one of the things I noticed with these troopers, they were treating it as if it were their own property. they had such a delicate touch, and it got down into the very nitty-gritty details. This was not just a wipe it over and then walk away. I mean, it was amazing to see the detail that they put into that. And I think these troopers were very thoughtful, and it changed them. Working on a memorial to fallen soldiers.
Well, I always looked at, even if it's not an OIF memorial, it's very easily, especially if you've been there and done that, to look at it and go, there for the grace of God go I. This very well could have been me or someone I know. This person, and every name is someone who existed and who has a family that's still out there, and that name still resonates in our society and culture.
And that has not been that long ago.
No.
And we still have troops.
It's still, let's not forget, it's still going.
Yes.
It's still going. A lot of people, we've had a lot of stuff come up between then and now. How long has Afghanistan been going? We're at past 20 years.
Yeah. 02, right?
Yeah. So this is still actively happening. Soldiers are still actively giving their lives for their country through everything that's been through. Imagine that there's people who are adults now that were born when this conflict first started.
Right.
Golly gosh. Well, we certainly have come a long way from squirrel picnic tables to roller skating, and now meditating on war. You never know what you're going to get with Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. We take you through all the emotions.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Well, hey, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I really hope that the roller skating thing comes to pass. That's so cool, and we can do a podcast from it.
Absolutely.
We could do a roller skating podcast, although I don't know how that would work with
some really bad
cables.
80s disco music in the background.
Fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait.
You'd be surprised at how many would. You'd be surprised at how many would love that.
Oh, I'd love
Throwback Thursday.
I'd absolutely love it. I have wonderful memories of being at the skating rink as a kid. Absolutely wonderful memories. So once again, thanks for being on, and I think we'll probably dig more into the memorial thing as we get closer to that.
I honestly think that besides doing it on social media through us as well, we're going to cover it for the newspaper and all that stuff. However, I think we should be there.
Oh, I agree, absolutely agree. And I want to, before we move on to the next segment, I want to ask you if someone out there wants to lend a hand in helping restore all this stuff and bringing it back up to snuff. Who do they need to reach out, and how do they need to reach out?
Well, I'm the OIC of the project. However, because we're kind of tied into specific tasks, and now we're kind of on a pause, waiting to find out how we need to progress on painting the placards. There's really not a big need for a whole lot of volunteers for that right now.
Okay.
Right? But in the future.
But to find out more, maybe 17 Cavs Facebook page?
Yes.
Contact us through Facebook?
That's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll push them over that way. And you heard it here. 17 Cav on Facebook. Go there. Ask questions.
Garryowen.
Yeah.
7th First.
Great job, sir.
All right. And
thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
It's been our pleasure.
All right. Dave, want to see us out?
And we'll be back right after this message.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, it's Melissa here from Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions. Now is a great time to stop by and see what furry friends they have waiting for their forever home. Or, down boy, you can follow their Facebook page called Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions. The great thing about pets that come from Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions is, all right now, be good, they're practically free. Well, sometimes they're free. They just need a good mommy or daddy. So stop by Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions, check the Facebook page of Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions, or even call Fort Hood Shelter and Adoptions at 254-287-4675 to make someone very, very happy.
They say singing can help you remember things, so here's some tips for parents out there during these tough times.
Number 1.
Make sure your kids wash their hands for 20 seconds after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside. 2. Virtual playdates, social and physical distancing can help save lives. 3. Tell them they're safe and show your love and pride. Yes, we'll get through this together. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
Coming on strong on a Monday. I feel so low, won't be long.
So that's how the world was this whatever day it is.
Yeah.
Whenever you
decide to listen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how we've changed.
Yes, we have.
Oh, how we've changed. And this podcast has morphed from me to me and my mom.
Yeah.
To me and my mom and that mystery caller.
Yes.
And then you showed up.
Yes.
And now it's just you and me. But let's see, because we are missing the trois. Is that 3?
Yeah, that's 3.
We're missing the trois to our deux.
Troisième means third.
Okay. So we're missing someone. So let's see, since we've had such good luck with the phones today, if we can get Miss Brianna Dew on the phone, who is under the weather, not with coronavirus. Not with coronavirus.
Not.
So let's see. Let's try this.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please.
Okay.
Again, I've had such bad luck. We tried her earlier in the show. Same thing.
Call your mom.
Same thing. Absolutely blocked.
Call your mom.
Well, let's see. This is going to be a crapshoot as well. But here we go. Totally, folks, she totally, seriously, has no idea we're about to call her.
Outstanding.
So let's see what happens. One ringy dingy.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? I'm obliged to tell you, by law, possibly, you are on the air on Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast with Charlie and Dave. Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Mom.
What?
Hey, it occurred to me that I never thanked you for coming onto the show. We thanked Charles and his father, but never got around to thanking you for filling in for Brianna.
But I loved it. I didn't need to be thanked. It was a wonderful thing for me to be asked, and I loved doing it.
It was fantastic. You know, you've performed a service for your country. Being that this is a government product.
Well, I am just so honored.
So the next Veterans Day, you can maybe say, well, I was on a podcast.
Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm. Get that free meal at the restaurant of choice.
Hey, my service was producing a child that ended up being Charlie Mabe.
Oh, Mom. Feel free to talk about that some more. But, I don't want to make you feel bad. You were technically our second choice. Brianna's not picking up. Hey, but, I kind of thought she might. She had been feeling under the weather this week. In fact, she went to see the doctor. They gave her some antibiotics. So she's recovering from that. Not coronavirus. It is not coronavirus. No.
Good.
So she's on the mend. I talked to her last night. She had hoped to be able to call into the show, but that didn't work out. So I have to ask, what are you doing right now? Since we we randomly called you. That is correct. Is that not correct?
I'm reading.
You're reading? What are you reading?
A book about John. Excuse me. A book about John Brown.
Was that into your elbow?
Yes, it was.
That was the correct answer. A book about John Brown. Who is John Brown?
John Brown was a guy who did not believe in slavery.
Abolitionist.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Bloody Kansas. Remember that?
Yes, well, this is after
bloody
that.
Kansas.
This is that. No, this is Harper's Ferry. This is later.
Oh,
This is
okay.
later.
Well, we don't use words like that on the podcast. We're all inclusive, but you know, you're from a different generation than us.
I truly am. I am older.
Is it a good book?
It is a good book. That's what I've spent most of my time doing with this stay-at-home thing going on. I've been reading and reading and reading.
Well, hey, I wanted to bring something up because when we talked to you earlier, you were giving blood or about to give blood. How did that work out for you?
Donated platelets. It was perfect. I donated 2 units of platelets.
And from what I understand, a little social media told me you got a special pin for that. You crossed a milestone.
Absolutely.
What was that?
53 gallons. It's 53 gallons plus 1 unit in my lifetime. And my husband is working on his 76th gallon.
That's a lot of blood.
That's a lot of blood.
That'll feed a lot of vampires.
It is. I didn't mention that when we talked about it before. My husband and I also donated with ASBP. We donated at 19 military bases in the United States.
Well, actually, you did mention that, but it's worth mentioning again. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? We were extremely proud and honored to be asked to do that, and one of the things I was reading back, something that I came across about our time doing that I had written down. And we had said that donating for the military service was the most gratifying out of any, and we were treated with the most respect out of any place that we've ever donated.
Well, that's
it's
great.
Something we'd like to do it again. And
That's
more
right.
people
Hey.
need to get out and do it.
Yeah, because they still need blood, and with this coronavirus
Especially
thing,
now,
they need it more than ever.
It doesn't hurt. It's a stick and a sting, and there's no other pain. I mean,
And
a stick and a sting, and that's it.
Free cookies, I think.
And
Isn't
free
that right?
cookie, yeah, absolutely.
Free cookies
We
afterwards.
Little orange juice, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, they are so good to you.
Come for the cookies, stay for the bloodletting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Save lives.
Mm.
Save lives.
Well, like I said, it was fantastic having you on the show.
I hope to do it again.
You
Call me.
Uh-oh, Brianna.
Anytime.
First it was Pearl going after her job. Now it's my mother.
And I bake, so let me know. And we can be.
I do see. I see a
banana
little
bread or brownies or.
She said brownies.
I see some Linda Parker in the future of the podcast. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, my first place prize in the state fair brownies. We can chow down on them.
All right, I would love that. So, are you willing to drive down to Texas once a week to be on the podcast?
Ooh, I have a phone that stays charged.
All right. Well, that's a possibility.
But
we'll keep
that is
that.
a
We'll put that.
possibility.
We'll fold it up and put it in our back pocket.
Absolutely, but I make a trip. I can't right now. Stay at
No,
home.
that's true. That's true. Although Texas is going to be opening up at the end of the month.
End of the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
I read that we open up. Well, they're going to make a decision on Sunday.
Kansas.
Yeah, for Kansas. Yes.
Well,
but we haven't had the same numbers that you guys have.
Well, actually, our numbers around here have been pretty darn
really low.
Yeah, we're good. And although the installation is not opening up at the end of the month, we will eventually be taking steps when necessary. We've got people here who are evaluating the situation day to day, and when it's time for Fort Hood to start transitioning back into normalcy, we will do that.
Yep.
And of course, that information will be on our Facebook page. And
we'll talk about it right here on Fort Hood's
Absolutely.
great big podcast.
Absolutely. So people need to look for that and listen.
Absolutely.
And listen.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I think that's about all the time we have for today. I'd try Brianna again, but I don't know how to do that with my phone. I'm sure it does it. So, and as you can tell by the music.
The music.
The
Love
music.
it.
Yeah. That Will Courtney.
Will Courtney.
Playing us out.
He's our hero.
Yep. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's good.
By his music. He helped us out. Let's help him.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Thank you again for asking me. It was an honor.
Well, it was fun having you on.
You done good.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Thanks.
And everybody, we'll see you next week with more fun, adventure, and excitement on the adventures of Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast.
Stay tuned. Be there, be square.
Peace out, y'all.